Welcome to a short tutorial to show you how fast and easy it is to make an interactive floor or wall using LUMOplay's Motion Maker tools. Today, we'll be using the Particles Appear template to make a special interactive experience for an ice cream store. I'm going to call my app Ice Cream Sprinkles Demo because I've already made this experience to be published on the website, and I don't want to make a duplicate or get them confused. Once you've named your app, you just need to click Save and it'll automatically update in your software. It's a good idea to name your app first and to use versioning, like numbers, so that you can tell exactly which version of the app you're working on. I'm adding an idle image because one of the best ways to get people to engage with an interactive experience is to make sure there's always something moving on the screen, even when people aren't playing. In this case, we're going to use a sign for an ice cream store. I'm setting the idle timeout to be a little bit longer than the default because I don't want that image to come back right away when people stop playing with the screen. For this next step, I'm just replacing the background video with a photo. You can use either images or videos for your background in Motion Maker. Now I'm adding particles. The particles will come in at a standard size, which means they may not be the size you want them to be in your final piece, but that's not a problem. You can use this slider to adjust the size of the particles and to make adjustments as you go. I want these particles to look like wherever you step, little sprinkles are coming to the surface of the ice cream. I don't want them to move or rotate, so I'm going to make a few adjustments to make sure that they behave the way I want them to. For starters, I'm adjusting the wind speed so that they stay as close as possible to where they appear. There will always be a tiny little bit of wind, so in order to reduce that, I'm going to increase the drag. I'm also going to apply more spawn so that there will be a little bit more thicker sprinkles that appear. The more you make these experiences, the more familiar you'll become with these tools. Most of them are very obvious. It makes perfect sense what particle life would be, for instance. It's the amount of time the particle stays on the screen. Particle size is also pretty self-explanatory. But something like drag can be a little bit counterintuitive, and sometimes things like the spread or the rotation, if they're changed even just a little bit, it'll change your interactivity very dramatically. I encourage you to play around with Motion Maker since it comes with LUMOplay free, and you'll be able to see what you can make before you purchase the software. Once I have the particles behaving the way that I want them to, I have one last option, which is to change the idle particles. During the idle, which is the time that nobody is playing, there will be little particles that appear on the screen here and there. I usually like to leave this because I think it looks nice. The last step is to publish my app. All I have to do is click Publish, click OK, and it'll upload the app to my library. Anything you make will remain in your account. It doesn't get shared with other people unless you want us to share it. We also don't use any AI or scrape any of your content. We believe in protecting artists' rights. Now you can download the app that you just created, and you'll see that the watermark has been removed, and your app is ready to play on any type of interactive display supported by LUMOplay. This interactive experience will work in every single one of the LUMOplay displays, whether it's a floor or a wall or a touchscreen. It'll also work on LED screens or any type of interactive system. I'll be publishing ice cream sprinkles next week, so you can find it in the news section of your LUMOplay application. If you want to learn more about making apps and games, you can go to lumoplay.com and click on Help Center, and then click on Making Apps and Games. You'll find tutorials for every single LUMOplay Motion Maker template, with illustrations, a step-by-step guide, and even graphics that you can use to follow along with each tutorial. If you'd like to request a LUMOplay tutorial, click like and subscribe and leave a comment below. We'll be happy to make something for you.